yo, good people. Welcome to the HerbMan Show.
Yo, good people. It's your homie HerbMan. Busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if this is your first time tuning in to the HerbMan Show, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of the platforms at Love HerbMan. All right, we're coming live from South Africa, live on TikTok and live on YouTube. Please go over to the YouTube and subscribe so that you can be notified anytime that the HerbMan Show is coming on. So we call this the HerbMan Morning Show, all right? And I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I am none other than your homie HerbMan, all right? And all we do here is simply teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself. So we teach you here about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. How many of us want to get there? Okay. So with that being said, this is a free information station, you guys. This is free information. You don't have to pay for anything here. The only way you pay for this information is by simply paying attention. And how we do that is by double tapping that screen and making sure that we at least get 100K likes during this live presentation. Okay, that's what we do. That's how we do it on the HerbMan Show. Once we get to 1,000 likes, we'll get into the subject matter at hand. Now, what I represent and who I represent is some of the most ancient people in human history. Okay, and I represent people who can talk to nature, who can talk to the planet, who can talk to the plants, who can talk to this and that and the third. And all of us can do these things in different various ways. And in my role as a numerologist, I can talk to nature through numbers. Numbers has always been a language. It has never been a science in the way you call mathematics. It's always been literature in the way you utilize language. Numbers is the first language. Okay, numbers is the first language. And it's kind of ironic me being here in South Africa right now currently. The way you catch the taxi is by numbers, right? So when you throw a finger up or two fingers up, or you throw a finger this way or whatever, they have to be able to see that and understand what you're actually trying to do based on sign language. Numbers is the first language. I am a numerologist. And I'm a self-proclaimed. I've never been to school for it, never did this, that, and the third. But what I've realized is that we can use timekeeping. Because if you ask me, my specialty in numerology is timekeeping. So I can use timekeeping to help you in your health and wellness. Now, when I say health and wellness, I'm not like other people on here, and I'm not just talking about the health of your body, but the health of your mind. The health of your consciousness is just as important as the health of your mind. So we put a lot of emphasis on total body, on holistic practicing, on holistic health with the human people or the human problems that we go through. Okay? And so there's a heavy emphasis on the duality of the creation. Now, before we get into everything that I'm teaching you today, I want you guys to understand that when you are listening to me, you're listening to an anomaly, a phenomenon. But I ain't got to beat that upside your head. I'm going to show you instead. I use numerology, astronomy, astrology, mathematics. I use the old ancient understandings of science for your health. For your health. But I quantify health as the top department of all departments. So if you're looking for money, if you're looking for love, if you're looking for children, if you're looking for a job, an opportunity, if you're looking for the right position, if you're looking for healing, you've came to the right channel. Okay? You came to the right channel. What's going on, YouTubers? You know I love y'all, man. I got nothing but love for my YouTubers. You know, y'all know I'm gonna bust y'all upside the head, man, with this hot banger boogie, man. I ain't got no choice but to do it to y'all. You know me, that I ain't got no choice but to bust you upside the head. But I do want to make sure y'all are watching me and being able to see clear. So let me know if you're able to do that, okay? If y'all need a little more light, just let me know. If you don't, we fine, okay? But I want you guys to be able to see what we're bringing to the table, okay? I want you guys to be able to understand what we're bringing to the table. So now I'm going to show you guys for the first time ever exclusively, okay, how we are doing this. Okay, everybody they get their owner's manual. So for your funky measly $50, we do this for you. All we need is your birthday. Okay, we don't require a blood sample. We don't require a blood type. We don't require for you to understand. We don't require for you to give us no saliva, no stool sample. We don't require no hair sample. We're not going to prick you, prod you, or poke you. We don't need that little live culture from your little nasty bump down now. We don't need none of that. It's non-invasive, non-intrusive. All we require to get this information and get you back on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness, those three things that we guarantee that you can get with nature-based interventions, is happiness, wholeness, and wellness again. And nature-based interventions help you with your mental illnesses, your physical illnesses, and your cognitive health. And we know a lot of people that are dealing with a lot of those things: anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's. We know people dealing with just stress. We know people dealing with just depression and anxiety of the regular day. Okay. We also know people dealing with cancer. We know people dealing with arthritis. We know people dealing with high blood pressure and diabetes. And we know people dealing with autoimmune diseases. So we know folk dealing with these things now. And now you get to get an inside scoop into the understanding that this is nature-based interventions that can be introduced to help you and get you to recover faster, and then get you to do it better than what meds can do. Now, when you say meds, I'm going to instantly say that it's not medications that you need, but you need meditations. All right. Now, meditations is going to get you into the channeling of the channel. Now, nature's channel, when you're tuning in on the radio of nature, when you're trying to get in tune with nature, the first thing that any motherfucker got to know talking to you is what channel is you on. Okay. And so the channel for nature is 7.8 hertz. So now we know that. Then we know that we got that in the brain waves. So now all we got to do is tap into the department in the brainwave that can put the channel on 7.8. And guess what that is? Meditation, concentration, creativity, sleep, relaxation, all the stuff that we are imploring you to do. And the reason why we're telling you to sleep, relax, create, imagine, dream, and all this type of stuff ain't because we want you to sit this thing out. We don't want you to sit life out. But we do want you to understand what peace and what contentment feel like. What peace and contentment feel like being in the bosom of nature and knowing that nature got you, that you don't got to really do nothing else. You got good water outside, good air you're breathing, you got good food growing around you, you got all this stuff, and you ain't got worried about it being mass produced, being mass induced with all kind of chemicals. You ain't got to worry about that when you put it back into your hands to get in tune and get into the wave movement of nature and allow yourself to roll around with nature. Now, this is what you get with your owner's manual for your little funky measly $50. But my point to you is that this is what we teach people, because it is at that moment in time where you need to understand that just because I look like a Jamaican don't mean I know herbs. And just because I put on the clothes of an African don't mean I know nature. And just because I put on costumes that you are used to try to definitively think that somebody knows something, you got to get out of there. You got to get out of there. If folk that know something that's straight from the ghetto, doom, 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 ghetto. See, y'all don't know nothing about that. But it's some folk that's coming straight out with messages. With messages. I'm one of them. But the son that you following was one of them too. Say he came from somewhere over there in Nazareth. Oh, he was from the hood. Up to no good. These are the chosen sons. But let's keep it moving. So the information that I'm going to bring to you today is how we come up with the science to be able to do this. Now, this is an all-time new video, all-time new thing that I'm doing today, but I do want you guys to get this for your morning breakfast. Okay, morning breakfast, I want you to understand that nature, you have not done anything by surprise of God. Now, there's a lot of things that's about to happen to you today, this week, this month. It's going to be surprise to you. But there is no surprise to God, aka in my language, nature. There's no surprise to nature in what you're going through. I'm going to show some of y'all today by doing your birthday. There is no surprise to nature about what you are going through. The only surprise is you, because you don't know the navigation. Now, it took our people thousands of years to understand navigation. It took our people thousands of years to be special at this. The reason why you were captivated, or the reason why you was enslaved, ain't because you was up to no good and ain't no good. The reason why is because you had a technique that was unbeknownst to other human beings on the planet. And that technique and that quality and that particular professionalism and expertise that you had was needed for folk to be able to move around the planet. But guess what that was? It was navigation. It was the 4 paradigms of science that I keep telling y'all about. Navigation. If you look at the industry of navigation, you got to have navigation in a plane, a train, a car, your cell phone. Y'all don't understand what I'm talking about. Meteorologists, the news, satellites. It's an industry that you created. So you created navigation. Learn how to roam the planet by learning years and years and years of knowledge of the stars. Through navigation, you start to be able to do what? Cultivate. When you start to cultivate, you started using the natural resources of the planet to make different items with your hands. You remember you had an animal with 4 hands and you had an animal with 4 feet. But you the first animal with 2 feet and 2 hands. Y'all didn't hear what I just said, but I'm gonna keep this thing moving. You got animal with 4 hands, the monkey. You got an animal with 4 feet, most of the animals. And then we created something with 2 feet and 2 hands. That's you, motherfucker. And then we put a mind in them and then seen if they could be able to react to the stimuli of the environment and live. And we put 2 things in them to be able to see if they can utilize them: intellect and intuition. Intellect will use that when you use something or seen something, you knew how to react or reinactivate that again. That's intellect. Intellect is that I seen today, so I do tomorrow like I did today because I saw yesterday. But intuition is I don't know what the hell going on today or tomorrow, and I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to do something. And so there were going to be scenarios that was going to hit human life since the beginning of time that was going to test them on if this is an intellectual or intuitive lesson for you to choose. And for the longest, we've been wrong on that lesson. And the reason why we've been wrong on that lesson is because our intuitive skills are not as high as they used to be. But intellectually, we're very high. So now if you discover something, I can make it better. So you see, you got a lot of songs now that are old songs that folks are trying to make better because you did it before. If you wrote about this before, then now I can come on TikTok and talk to you about something because I can make it better because it's already existing. That's intellect. Intuition is to give me something that ain't nobody ever heard before. There's no facts, there's no fictions, there's no nothing. It's a new breakthrough. It's a new spiritual awakening. It's a new rhema word. It's a new fact that's coming today as you speak it. See, we don't know how to be in that realm. Okay? And without us understanding how to be in that realm, it's very difficult for you to understand how to heal yourself. How to heal your relationships, how to heal your finances, and how to heal your body. Those are the real top 3 things people want to learn how to heal. How can I heal my relationship? How can I heal my money? And how can I heal, myself if I'm getting in a disease? Okay. And the answer for all three is the same situation. But what happens is, and now we're about to go into this, you guys. So I'm just letting y'all know we're about to go into the number one dynamic that you never heard before. This is my first time teaching this, but we're about to do it. Okay. If you guys can't see, let me know. If you can, you can. The first thing that you must understand is that you are out of time. Somebody please put out of time in the chat. Okay. In my YouTube chat, put out of time. In my TikTok chat, put out of time. The first thing you must understand is that you are out of time. Now, when I say out of time, I don't mean that you don't have time. What I mean is that you're not synchronized. You're not automatically synchronized time-wise with the earth. Okay. We are not automatically synchronized in time with the earth when we are born, because this is a principle of reincarnation and rebirth. The principle of reincarnation and rebirth is to not put your ass back in on time. Otherwise, you're going to remember that you shouldn't remember. But then when you go to church on Sunday, say, do this in remembrance of me. I'm telling you, this is a quality video. Please listen. Please keep tapping. Get us up to 100,000 likes. And let me serenade you your morning. Welcome to the HerbMan Morning Show. So we are purposely put back into this cyclical understanding of nature, cycle, okay, off of time, purposely, so that you are not able to be godlike. Because for some reason, it is a fear that the more you taste eternity, the less you will experience humanity. And its sole purpose is for you to experience humanism, not Godism. But as a demigod, as part God in you, there is a portal, there is access to godlike qualities. But for some reason, when you got dialysis, you can't do it. From when you got cancer, you can't tap in. When you got AIDS, you can't tap in. When you got herpes, you can't tap in. For some reason, when you got autoimmune diseases, you can't tap in to this thing. And then even when you're praying, even when you pole, even when you doing, sometimes it seems like you just can't tap in. You asking for things, you praying, you meditate, you obviously we want better condition, but why it ain't changing? And the reason why it ain't changing is because you're not synchronized enough to channel the energy from the lower parts of you to the higher parts of you. Each and every one of us came in from the higher realm. Before you was the sperm going out of your testicles, you were the thought of making love to your mama. So the conceptualization was in the mind before it came through the spine. So we have two wombs, we have two places of creativity that we're all designed with, male and female. You're designed with creativity here. A man and a woman can create here, and a man and a woman can create in the mind, right? So therefore, taking you off of time so that you don't be synchronized with where the earth is, it will reduce the amount of star seeds, the amount of people who can awaken at the one moment, or the amount of messengers, the messiahs that we got to worry about. See, you got to think about the story of Jesus. The most significant story of Jesus was how they found him. You had a woman who had not had intercourse with her husband who was found pregnant. Not only would she get her ass whooped by the community, but Joseph was supposed to whoop her ass too. How the hell you mean you pregnant? Who the hell you talking about? Joseph was supposed to be in jail that night. Ain't no goddamn way in hell Joseph was gonna live through that scenario for real, for real. He supposed to been in jail that night. Who the hell gonna believe immaculate conception? You pregnant from God. But the bottom line is we got to flee because nobody believes the story. I didn't fuck you. You saying they didn't fuck you. Then you saying you got Jesus, the Messiah in you. Then they're going to be looking for you to kill you from the Passover. So then let's go somewhere else. So now the only way to find this baby is through timekeeping, navigation, cultivation, colonization, and civilization. The only way to find this baby was through understanding navigation and understanding that back then, timekeeping, record keeping came through these particular functionalities of numerology in order to understand the coordinates of the moon, stars, and constellations in order to know when important births were being born. See, some of y'all got important births and don't know it. Some of you don't know that your birth date got so much messaging and messenger in it that you don't even understand the information that's in it. And your birthday is better than your blood type. Your birthday is better than your blood test. Your birthday is better than your hair sample. A hair sample lasts 90 days. It'll give you 90 days worth of information. That's the best one you got on your body right now. Your hair will keep 90 days worth of information. So if they actually want a hair sample, even if you stop smoking 45 days ago, bitch, you ain't gonna get this job. You ain't even get it. This is a 90 day. Okay? Your blood test is 24 hours. So you can manipulate a blood test, which is what your problem is, because you're preparing for the blood test. So therefore, you don't do nothing, drink nothing, eat nothing, what you normally do. You go in there, now ain't nothing in your blood, but you still feel horrible. Stop doing that. Okay? Now, at the end of the day, they throw you off of time when they throw you back into the cycle. Can somebody understand that? Please put some ones in the chat if y'all hear what I'm saying. They throw you off a synchronicity with Earth when they put you back into the cycle. That's why you can't remember. But some stuff, because you cross over certain things, some stuff become deja vu. Okay? Some stuff will cross past you. It's like being lapped. Okay? So right now on the planet, what is today's date? Anybody put that in the chat on the YouTube? Anybody? Right now on the planet, no matter where you at, what is today's date? If you in Australia, if you in goddamn Kenya listening to me, you know I got folk all around the world. We coming live from South Africa, baby. Don't get it twisted. So my point to you is right now today, what is the day across the world? Earth Essence said it is the 23rd of July. Okay, so then that's right here, right? So everybody on the planet would think that it's 7/23/2025. Okay, every single body on the planet. That means that's where you messed up at. Okay, that's where you really done messed up at right there, because the reality of it is that you don't know time, and that's what we got here. Everybody can see that. Can everybody see that? Put some ones in the chat if you can see that. I'll try to push y'all on uphill. I want my YouTube people to be able to see it. Okay. But everybody can see that, right? Can everybody see that? The first thing is your times are off. It ain't all about belief system. It's not. It's not all about belief system. This don't require your belief, Earth Essence. This don't require your belief, okay? So it don't matter if you believe in this or not, it'll still work for you. You know, when people are sick, you know, when you go to the doctor right now, most of y'all doctors are Indian, African. They're not believing the same thing that you do, but they'll take care of you, okay? So we're not in the doctor's office talking religion, so we ain't gonna do it here. Okay, this ain't about belief system, but what I do want people to understand is that I'm using this science for health. It's a tool that we're using. It's a resource that we're using to make sure that you can eradicate cancer, HIV, AIDS, herpes, your autoimmune diseases, your multiple sclerosis, your dementia, your autism, all these things that are ravaging you when it comes to your physical health. What I'm here to encourage you and guarantee is that we can use this as a tool. You don't got to believe in it. Remember, we ain't talking religion in the doctor's office. You just trying to get your blood pressure medication, get your ass out of there. So don't worry about if you got to believe in it or not, because it will work for you whether you believe in it or not. This doesn't require your belief. For years, old ancient herbalists used to pray over your herbs. They used to do all this stuff. And it was said that you had to believe in the effectiveness of herbs for it to work. That's herbs. Herbs might require you to believe in them. Your husband might require you to believe in them. Your children might require for you to believe in them. Your manager might require for you to believe in them. Your mama them might require for you to believe in them. But God, nature, aka what I call God is nature, doesn't require your love and belief for it to work for you. And it never has. Never has. In the history of mankind, required anything from man for God to show you love. Okay? It don't matter what you said. You're on my show. I ain't on your show. Okay? So what I took from what you said is, don't be saying stuff because folks don't know what you're talking about. You know, the first thing you can get lost in translation is a text message. Text messages always end up getting lost in translation because don't nobody, I can't feel your energy. I don't even know you for one thing. And secondly, I don't know what you're talking about for a second. But when you type it in there, then that means that you're putting out in public its belief systems. And I'm telling you that it don't matter about your belief system. When you come to this, if you're a Christian or not, it'll work for you. If you're a Jew or not, it'll work for you. If you're a Muslim or not, it'll work for you. If you're an atheist or not, it'll work for you. If you're a Buddhist or not, this will work for you. If you're a Hindu or not, this will work for you. If you're a white or not, this will work for you. If you're a black or not, this will work for you. If you're a Pole or not, this will work for you. If you are rich or not, this will work for you. If you're a Trump or not, this will work for you. If you got insurance or not, this will work for you. If you Main and Kiki them on the block, this will work for you. If you I am Paul Bunyan over here, it'll work for you. It'll work for you no matter where you at. It doesn't require belief systems because it is beyond that. This is the thing that you use to construct belief systems. But this ain't a religion. This ain't a deity. This is a compass. This ain't a God. It ain't a deity. It ain't nothing for you to worship. It's a compass. You are looking for your healing and you don't know where to find it. You need this. You are looking for relationship that you're very much in need of or wanting or desiring or that you feel that's there. You don't know where it's at. So the where and the when in this human experience is the key information for you to have the most out of this experience. The where and the when, those two questions are very, very important to your experience here. And I told you before, you have a challenge between two, knowing when to use intellect versus when to use intuition. So when you get into this paradigm, you're thrown off of time. So now you think the day is 7/23/25. On the north and the southern hemisphere, on all the planet, we think the day is 7/23/25. And the reason why I'm teaching to you like this is because I am live on TikTok. And so this will be recorded on TikTok. So you can go back and you can listen to it, because I'm going to go slow. I got about 2 hours with you guys. Keep tapping while I keep talking. Get us up to 100,000 likes, all right? Especially if you want us to continue the HerbMan Morning Show, all right? Because I do come on already from 10 to 12, but if I can start coming on from 4 to 6 a.m., baby, if you want me to. Now, in the northern and the southern hemisphere, we got one day. That's where you're wrong, and this is the wrong date. The original date for today, if today is July the 23rd, 2025, let's go here. These are the real days of the month. These are the real months and their numbers. March is the first month of the year, all the way down to February being the 12th month of the year. They didn't give you February simply because it was the shortest month of the year. They gave you February because it also was the last month of the year. They were trying to be funny and give you the last month of the year because it was the shortest month of the year. Okay? I want y'all to know that, especially when you're trying to do Black history, you need to know that they didn't just give you the shortest month of the year. Theoretically, they gave you the last month of the year, knowing that it was the shortest month of the year. Okay? That's why they gave it to you. So therefore, you will see that as you start going down in this thing, you will see that 7 means scepter. A scepter is 7. Octo means 8. Novo means 9. Deca means 10. Okay, and then you got January the 11th month and 12th being the February. Okay, this is the northern hemisphere. So July will actually be 5/23/25 because July is the 5th month of the year. So I would say 5/23/25 in the northern hemisphere. So off the rip, that makes me 2 months behind time. Listen to me. And we ain't even talking about you per se. We ain't even talking about you per se. We're just talking to you how they have influenced time to where this is easily a very subtle way to throw you off the synchronicity of the earth. Look, this is the sun's ecliptic, okay? This is called the sun's ecliptic. The sun don't orbit around your ass, earth. Earth orbits around the sun's ecliptic. So the earth is going through these things. Okay, the earth is going through these. The sun ain't moving. It's the planets that are moving around the sun, not the sun moving around planets. So the earth is going through these phases of lessons from the sun. So when the sun is shining his ass off in Leo, then the darkest part of the sun is going to be in Aquarius. So we still got to facilitate the light and the dark of the light spectrum. Remember, I told you and taught you that dark is light too. So we got to keep and quantify the value of 0. You say, well, 0 ain't got no value. Well, then what the fuck is a 10? What is a 20? What is a 30? What is a 40? What is a 100? What is a 1,000? Because the zeros are holding those as values. The zeros is holding space. Darkness is holding space. So darkness must be quantified. So now we've been in Leo in the shining, right? When the sun is shining on the earth the most is in Leo. But when the darkness of the sun is shining on parts of the earth in Aquarius. So that means that when it's summertime on the earth for some folk, it's wintertime on the earth for the other folks. So now watch July. July is the summer in the northern hemisphere, but let's find July down here. July is the winter in the in the southern hemisphere. I ain't gonna go no further until y'all put some ones in the chat and follow me. Let me know you got me right here, right? So I'm finna show you guys the specificity of the owner's manual. And if you're interested, please DM us. We'll get you what you need. Okay, but I need some ones. I need some people who are listening and learning this morning from 4 to 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay, and we're coming in. I'm coming in. Look, it's 10 to 12 in the morning. SAST, right? South African Standard Time. Okay, I got my baby on here too. She put some 3 ones in there. Hey, babe. But anyway, so now understanding this, you must understand that, okay, so bro just said that the earth is getting the maximum of the sun in Leo in one part of the earth, but the darkest part of the earth that ain't getting the sun, that's Aquarius. So therefore, in the southern hemisphere, folks is getting winter, while some folk in the northern hemisphere is getting summer. Folks in the northern hemisphere ain't never felt Leo being cold. Well, folks in the southern hemisphere ain't never felt Leo being warm. But you don't know the Leo, you ain't never know the Leo cold Leo. Because the other side of Leo ain't called cold Leo. The other side of Leo is called Aquarius. Listen to me, okay? The cold side of Leo is called Aquarius. That's the name of the cold side of Leo is called Aquarius. The hot side of Aquarius is called Leo. They got names. So then we are valuing the sun and the darkness to give us an understanding of where the earth is at in these paradigms. So automatically, you told me it was 7:23. This man just told me it was 5:23 in real time. Not the Gregorian calendar, but the real calendar, which is Adam's calendar, which is down here in South Africa in Mpumalanga, which we'll be taking y'all on that trip to go see. So now it's 5/23/2025. Now I identify what the real date is in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, you're supposed to be writing in the schools right now. All the children that's up under the equator should be writing 11/23/2025. Now think about this. These folks trying to get everybody in the world to say that this is the right time for everybody. This man is exposing to us that in the northern hemisphere, hell, we 2 months off. And in the southern hemisphere, we are 4 months up before. So in the southern hemisphere, you're 4 months before time. And in the northern hemisphere, you're 2 months behind time. But if you really knew what that time really meant, in God time, in nature time, you'll realize how they're getting you out of sync with nature. Now watch this. One day is 4 months in this thing right here. 3 days is 1 year in this thing right here. See, I'm teaching y'all my strategy that I never told you before. 10 days is 3 years in this thing right here that you're seeing. And 30 days equals 10 years in this thing that you're seeing. Okay? So now, me, they told me I was born on 6/19/79. Right? So that's their date for me. Well, the date for me here would be 4/19/79. So here we go. I already got me up here. Show y'all how you go. This is what you're going to get with your Omnis man. Okay? This is what you get for your little funky measly $50 now. This is 1,000 million. This is really $1 million information. But I'll be down. May them need this shit too. Hey, you talking about May them need this shit too, bro. I believe that May them need this shit too. This is not for the elite. This is for the least of us. The elite of us. That's what it is, but it ain't the elite, it's the elite. So that's 99%. We're going to make this thing available for. We ain't leaving nobody out. The price may go down, but it'll never go up. Everybody in the world need this information. No matter what language, no matter what region of this planet you're on. This is the lost art of our ancestors. 4/19/79. Now watch how particular this is. 4/19/79. So I got to use this. 4/19/79 let me know that, okay, I was born 2 days before 2021. 2 days give me 8 months. 2 days give me 8 months of Gemini. All I really got in me is 8 months of Gemini. Okay? Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me, but I'm finna show you something. All I really got in me is 8 months of Gemini. Okay? Y'all don't hear me. All I really got in me is 8 months of Gemini. Okay. So then we know that 10 days, we know that 30 days equal 10 years. So we'll say, okay, I'm 46. If I was born in 79, I'm 46 years old. So I only got 8 months of Gemini. So 10 years and 8 months, 20 years and 8 months, 30 years and 8 months, 40 years and 8 months. Now we know we can't say 50 years and 8 months because that's beyond 46. So now we got to figure out where he at in Scorpio. Okay. So he got 40 years and 8 months. Okay. So now where is he at in Scorpio? He say he's 46 years old. So let's just get 45 out the way. Let's get 45 in 8 months. Okay. So that means that, okay, 45 in 8 months. How do we get 5 years? How do we get 5 years? So we'll do 10 days. That's 3. And then we'll do 3 days, 2 of the 3 days. So that's 10 plus 3 is 13, 16. Y'all see how we doing that? So he's 16 days in to get 45 in 8 months. And then we got 4 months to get a day. 8 plus 4 is going to give us that year. So one more day added is he's 17 days into Scorpio. Now, Scorpio normally is going to start where? From how we say it's going to start from 10/21 to 11/21, right? So for here, it's going to start from 2/21 to 3/21. Okay, from 2/21 to 3/21 is going to be Scorpio here, because remember we're in the southern hemisphere. Scorpio is where in the southern hemisphere. November is where in the southern hemisphere, or October is actually October. October is where in the southern hemisphere. So you got 2/21 to 3/21. Okay, and I'm 17 days in. So let's go 2/21. So that's February. 2/21, 2/22, 2/23, 2/24, 2/25, 2/26, 2/27, 2/28. That's the end of February. March the 1st, March the 2nd, that's 10. March the 3rd, March the 4th, March the 5th, March the 6th, March the 8th, that's 15. March the 9th, March the 10th. Okay, that's 17 days. Right? Did we get that? That's 17 days. So March the 10th is going to make me be 3/10/2025. According to this math. Okay? So 3/10/2025, according to this math, 3/10/2025. So guess what? In my time warp, I am in my high consciousness, my highest most state, but I'm in Scorpio at 3/10/2025, original date, right? But the thing is that the Earth is here in Aquarius in the southern hemisphere. So I am about, what you call that, 8 months off from the Earth. Now, 8 months off from the Earth, how much is that in years? How much am I behind time in years? I said 8 months off because of 3 and 11, but how much of that in time in years am I off the synchronicity of the Earth? This is why I'm teaching this on YouTube, so that you guys can go back and watch this video. Now watch this now. Watch this. So I just figured out that I'm at 3/10/2025, and that's 46 years old from 4/1979. 3/10/25. Now we know that the Earth is at 11/23/2025 in the southern hemisphere of this life, in this paradigm. I'm in my southern hemisphere of life. I'm in Scorpio. The Earth is in Aquarius. So it's before me. But how many years is this? We know the months, between the months, but how many years is this understanding time? Watch this. So I know that I'm 46, right? So I've done 6 years into this paradigm. Okay, I've done 6 years in the Scorpio. All I can do is another 4 more, right? All I can do is another 4 more because 30 days is 10 years, so 30 days. All I can do is another 4 more, right? So 4 years, 10, so that's 14, 24. Okay, so that's 24. So I'm already at 24 years behind. Now I got to figure out what 1123 is. Well, 1121 to 1221 starts the month. 1121 to 1221 starts the month. Okay, so you're only 2 days in. 2 days in is 8 months. 2 days in is 8 months. So now you say 4 years, 14 years, 24 years, and 8 months behind Earth's synchronicity. I came into the paradigm 24 years and 8 months behind time. I came into the paradigm 24 years and 8 months behind the Earth's synchronicity. So you could never remember that way, but you can relearn. You can go through things. So now what does it take to synchronize with my time? Well, the Earth is going to spin through this sun's ecliptic faster than you are. So there are times where the Earth is going to hit Scorpio before you're going to be able to catch up. So, okay, Leo and Aquarius, Pisces and Virgo, Aries and Leo, Taurus and Scorpio. So approximately 3 months is going to hit again. So I get an opportunity to get this hit twice every 6 months. Twice every 6 months. Now, also, there's another component to this. The Northern Hemisphere, this is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m., 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. 2 p.m., 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., 10 p.m. to 12 a.m., 12 a.m. to 2 a.m., 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to 6 a.m., okay? That's how that goes for the Northern Hemisphere, okay? But everybody got 2 slots of time. So the Northern Hemisphere, that's how that goes. So in Leo, then when it hit down here, it's going to be what? For the Northern Hemisphere, you got, not only do you got from 2 to 4, but then you also got from that's 6 to 8, 8 to 10, right? But then from the Southern Hemisphere, you got from 8 to 10, from 8 to 10 a.m., right? And then you got your times in the evening. Everybody get that? Or do I got to repeat that again? So you're going to go through it like this, and then you got to go through it like this, okay? You're going to go through it like this, and then you got to go through it like this. So you'll see you're getting 2 slots of time. So now not only does I get twice a month, but then you tell me that but then you tell me that I'm in my high tide, which means new moon and waxing moon. So that's a few times a month. So I get 2 times 6 months. I get 2 times a month because if I'm in high tide, I get the new moon and the waxing moon. If I'm in low tide, I get the waning moon and I get the new moon. But if I'm in high tide, I get the full moon and the waxing moon. So you're getting 2 times a month, 2 times every 6 months, 4 times a year to strike on these opportunities. Now, also, I just gave you times. So now not only am I getting 6 to 8, 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning, I may get 8 to 10 at night. So now I'm getting twice a day to strike the moments that you can synergize and be in synergy and be in balance and be in tune with nature. Any questions so far? So even though I'm 24 or 25 or 26 years behind Earth, I'm still able to get benefits from Earth doing the lapping, from the sun doing the lapping, and the moon doing the lapping, and the Earth doing the lapping. There is opportunities of what we would call alignment. So you can align with these opportunities to bank on times. This is called the owner's manual. This is the timekeeping tool, so that you can be able to know how to navigate towards your health and wealth. Inspired Buddy. That's what this is. I love this information, but I'm glad it's recorded because it's a lot to process. Yes. That's why y'all can't do this like me. And half of y'all try to watch me to try to, you can't do this. I'm not a person you can go and copy. Okay. This ain't a message that you can go and copy, because you know why? It's some of the hardest subjects that you got to learn. Biology is hard by itself. Astrology is damn so hard. Okay. Chemistry and biochemistry is hard than some of it. Don't even talk about thousands of herbs out there. Herbology. So these subjects are not something that you just learn overnight. There are initiations. These subjects are initiations. So they take you a while, and then you pass that course of understanding body. And it take you a while, and you pass that course of understanding mind. And it take you a while, and you pass that course of understanding emotion. And it take you a while, and you pass that course of understanding spirit. And then it take you a while, and you pass that course of understanding mixology of external means within, right? And then that'll take, because it's life stuff. And then it ain't just study. It's you know what they, you know, some of y'all, when you go to college, you got to do internships. So what I learned how to do was, in my study, I had to study to be confident, but then also you got to have clinical trials. You got to be proven. This stuff got to be proven to work. And what I'm saying to you is, I've been using this thing up under y'all breath, up under y'all understanding, since I started, because I believed in it from the beginning. The first video I ever put on YouTube, go all the way back to my first video, it is me upholding this right here. And I'm telling you, I don't know what the hell I got in my hand. I just got it in the camera. It's my first video on YouTube, which is 6-7 years ago. I'm holding this up, and I'm telling y'all in the video, I don't know what the fuck this is, but it's something, y'all, and we just follow me through life. And I try to explain what God gave me. And it's the same thing here. I'm still doing the same thing. Got a business from it, blooming business, one of the top herbalists in Atlanta, Georgia. And now I'm over here in South Africa, traveling, doing my own thing. Ain't been home in 2 months. So we ain't got to worry about the effectiveness of it. And if I'm living off of it, is this some bullshit? I'm living off of it. It's real. And plenty of people have gotten their owner's manual and have gotten their herbs, and we ain't chasing out a known disease, and they are feeling better. Why? Because we are attacking the spiritual side of you as well as the physical. I'm not your average doctor. I'm not just going to look at your knee. I'm going to look at your life, what you've been doing. I'm not the average pastor. I'm not just going to look at your life. I'm going to look at your knee. So you're getting everything in one speaker. You should not have to go to a doctor and a pastor. It should be one in the same. You should not have to go to a health guru and a wealth guru. It should be one in the same. And once I show you how to get in synchronicity with Earth and get into your season, and once I get you to understand how to plant and how to grow something, including growing your ideas, then you'll get the understanding of knowing these seasons, to know when to grow, when to rest, when to chill, when to do your thing. And what my point to you is that this is what this is telling me. I'm in my rest period of life. I'm in my spiritual essence. I'm in my glow state. Scorpio means I'm in my intimate, my reproductive state, which is very true. So all this type of stuff is where I'm at currently, but I'm still 26 something years behind the Earth's schedule. So what I do is I catch the Earth when it laps me. and it's gonna lap me when it go to Taurus, and it's gonna lap me when it come back to Scorpio. So my next hit on this is gonna be Taurus, and then my next hit on it is gonna be Scorpio. I'll still be in Scorpio, and it's gonna give me twice an opportunity. Also, I understand my times. He just said from 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10. So from 8 to 10 p.m. is a time for me. From 8 to 10 p.m. is a time for me. And then if I do it this way, from 6 to 8, 8 to 10. So from 8 to 10 a.m. is a time for me. And because I'm in the southern hemisphere, I'm going to choose this first, 8 to 10 a.m. Because when I choose 8 to 10 a.m., that's the time I'm in, and that's when the earth and the sun is all popping into this thing. So I'm catching alignments. I can catch it when the moon gets here. I can catch it when the sun get here, and I can catch it when the earth get here, and they all going to bring me different opportunities. I hope y'all understand this, but we're using this for your health. And health is the umbrella in which wealth and all the other stuff that you desire comes under. And the elites, the 1%, know this information but won't share it. The elites have this instrumentation but won't share it. They know the when and the where. So that when they bid on the stock market, when they put their money into investments, when they do this and that and the third, they use this instrumentation to know when to do and what to do when to do it. The difference between the elite and us is they are on to nature's timing and you are not. They're on to the earth's rotation and the sun's rotation and the moon, and you are not, because religion has considered those timing mechanisms, those ways of understanding life to be taboo. So therefore, they took you straight up off of the actual ability to be in tune with nature. So you don't know what nature is doing. But in my life, I realized just off of this dichotomy that the earth is right here, that I'm currently right here, and I got to wait on my opportunities, but I also can start to cherish on the 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. Then I also can start to cherish on the full moon. I can also start to cherish on the waxing moon. Okay, so now I'm getting it when the moon is in my sign. I'm getting it when the sun is in my sign. I'm getting it when the earth is in my sign. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. So okay, so 2 times every 6 months, Jesus and John were 6 months apart. These things are 6 months apart. Aries is 6 months apart from Libra. Taurus is 6 months apart from Scorpio. A Gemini is 6 months apart from Sagittarius. A Cancer is 6 months apart from a Capricorn. A Leo is 6 months apart from an Aquarius. A Virgo is 6 months apart from a Pisces, 6 months apart. Twice a year, 6 months apart. There were 2 kids born 6 months apart. Any questions? How did this relate to a Pisces? This relates to your health, self. Okay? Set Tumbler or whoever you are. We're talking about health. I don't do this for nothing else but health. Now, we also do it for the love connections. If you go to the website, you'll see that we have something called Perfect Compatibility, where we use this tool for that as well. That's $25. But this one is the owner's manual for your funky measly $50. That's what we do for you. We get you all of the information that you need for the most minimal amount of information, which is your birthday. That's all we need. Lyme and Morgellons disease. Lyme and Morgellons disease. Kid Crane. Okay, anytime you got anything like that, you need to check your grief and depression. Okay, grief and depression. Grief and depression. Kid Crane. Remember, we talk spiritual here. Okay, the root of the cause is some grief and depression, not that particular disease. Okay, So go toward the grief and depression, and you'll see it's easy to get rid of the physical condition. The only reason the physical conditions are staying put is because you're not able to find and able to discard the spiritual condition. Okay? So when they give you an incurable disease, when they give you a lifetime treatment, when they tell you that your shit can't go nowhere, it's because it's spiritual. So HIV, herpes, all these different diseases, autoimmune diseases, cancers, a lot of these things are sometimes y'all will make high blood pressure like this. High blood pressure, diabetes, you got to do this for the rest of your life. What the hell are they? Because you've made it spiritual. Okay, you made it spiritual. So therefore, medications are from physical realm. Physical realm things can't fix a spiritual realm thing. A physical realm thing cannot fix a spiritual realm thing. Now, not just only medications is physical realm, but herbs are physical realm. Foods are physical realm. Drinks are physical realm. So nothing physical in the physical can fix the spiritual. So that's why shit ain't working for you. Now I could drop my pen right there and walk off. Keep tapping the screen, you guys. I'll keep talking. Keep tapping the screens. I'll keep talking. I know you guys are getting ready for work this morning. I know that this is the HerbMan Morning Show, but we definitely want to make sure that you guys are interactive. We want to make sure that you guys are working for this knowledge. All you got to do is simply double tap that screen, get us up to 100K during this live, and make sure that we get this out to as many people as possible. I don't want to keep wasting my breath. I have a particular rhema word with this. I know that this is life altering, this is time and world changing, but at the end of the day, this is what I believe to be the most affirmative system that can rival the modern medical system of today, and also can get the pharmaceuticals out of our business and out of the earth plane. Pharmaceutical companies are ravaging the planet, taking over all kinds of the vitamin and mineral industry and everything to make sure that they are facilitating everything that you get off of the counter. We can't keep allowing them to monopolize health. We ain't got to get everything from you. Hell, I got to get Jesus from the pastor. I got to get my herbs from the pharmaceutical company. I just can't go out there and grow my own food. So now you get HOA involved and everybody so that I can't grow my own food. You got the HOA involved. I can't even grow my own food. Now, HOA said you can't dig on their grave. Boy, I tell y'all the truth. I manifested this live. I've been building a hymn book for a few months. Oh, that's what's up, Kid Crane. We appreciate you, man. So understand the quality of the information that you're getting, okay? What I'm simply trying to tell you is that we're coming in and out of this paradigm either before or after time, the synchronicity of Earth. So without this information, it is very hard for somebody when they get into a problem with this straight line or this linear understanding of life. This linear is this understanding of life that is in waves. And people say that's linear or whatever you want to call it. But my point to you is that so you have this up and down effect. You have this up and down, a concrete resolution to life where we understand that unequivocally you're going to have, without a doubt, some ups and downs. Okay, you're going to have this frequency throughout life, throughout days, throughout months, weeks, etc., etc. So we get that. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that if you don't know where you are, where and when, if you don't know where you are, you can never capitalize on the win. And the win is what you want when you're trying to get rich. The win is what you want when you're trying to get a business, an entrepreneur ideal, when you're trying to be creative, when you're trying to get to that next level, when you're trying to figure out something for mankind to impact the world. You got to be able to know the win, baby. It is in the win. It is when you've been able to do things on the win. You got to know when to call the man. You got to know when to walk up there. You got to know when to ride up there. You got to know when to get the bus ticket up there. You got to know when to play the number. You got to know when. So the where, when you understand where you are, then you'll understand when things gonna happen. You get all this information with your funky, measly $50 and your owner's manual. If you guys are interested, please DM me. We'll get you that information. That's simply what we're trying to tell you, is that once we share you where you at, then you'll start knowing when things gonna happen. To give you the where and the when is to give you everything that you need. Now, this owner's manual is going to give you the foods that you need, the herbs that you need, the lifestyle activities that you need. So if you did want to go to your therapist, you say, look, therapist, I know what spiritual tendencies I need to work on. I got that with my owner's manual. This is your shopping list on you. When you go to the pastor now, you say, look, pastor, I know what to pray for now. I know what emotions I need to be dealing with. To be able to articulate it. I know you already know, but you want to be able to articulate it in the right word. And if I want to go to the doctor, I'll be able to use my own manual and say, Doc, I know what I want you to scan me on, or x-ray me on, or test me on now, because I got my owner's manual. When I go in the grocery store, when I go to a dietitian or a nutritionist, I say, now I know what's behind the colors. I know what's behind the green color. I know that chlorophyll does this, that, and the third. I know what's behind the yellow. I know carotene does this, that, and the third. I know what's behind the red. I know what's behind the blues and the purples. And I know that this resveratrol and all this stuff and give me this, that, and the third, and lycopene, or leucine, and zeaxanthin, and cyanthanins, and all these things give me this, that, and the third. I know what anti-cyanthanins. I know these things now. So now when I go to the grocery store, I'm my own dietitian because I shop by color. You get the color in your owner's manual. I know if I want to go to a retreat, I know what lifestyle activities I need. I need to be by more water. I need to be by more mountain air. I need to be by more sun. I need to be by more earth. You get that all in your owner's manual for a funky, measly $50. Your hair sample holds 90 days of information. Your birthday holds lifetime. Your birthday holds a lifetime, you guys. All right. So we got about 45 minutes with you guys. Let's keep on tapping. I'll keep on talking. We got about 45 minutes with you guys. You keep on tapping. I'll keep on talking, you guys. All right. So that was me. All right. That was me. I did me. I want to do one of you. Okay. I want to do one of you. How many of you guys understand what we're doing and want to see this done? Now, I got to keep these dates because this is the date we actually use around the world, 7/23/2025. Okay. But the real date is 5/23/2025 if you're in the northern hemisphere. Okay. If you're in the southern hemisphere, today's date is 11/23/2025. I gotta say this to you guys. I'm glad that this is being recorded on YouTube so that you can go back and learn my system and learn why the owner's manual is the best nature-based intervention on the planet, and it's the best rival to modern medical system. And I'm saying this stuff because I'm putting this out. Okay, I just tapped in new to this live. I love to see more info on me. All right, well then just give me your birthday. We'll just start from there. The transient, just start from there. Give me your birthday. All right, so I'm gonna show love to Kid Crane 10/16/97. Okay, so 10/16/97. Now, every owner's manual on the planet, it comes with at least 2 different types of terminology, right? Every owner's manual on the planet, your computer, your PS5, your watch, your cell phone, everything came with an owner's manual. Your refrigerator, your dishwasher, your car got one. It don't matter. Anything that you buy nowadays, your headphones, whatever, is going to come with a little owner's manual. A little bit of thing you might not want to open up because you think you already know how to work stuff, but it comes there. And in every owner's manual, you get a thing called the manufacturing date. Okay? The manufacturing date, right? That manufacturing date is going to be your birthday. Okay? And then another thing you get in every owner's manual is a model number. Okay? A model number, right? So now, really quick, Kid Crane said 10/16/97. So 10/16/97 is the manufacturing date. Okay, the model number is getting by doing a breakdown of this birthday. like the path number, like the life path number. So 10 plus 16 is 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So you get 8 from breaking down the day and the month. 19 plus 7, right? So 1997 is going to end up being 19 plus 7 is going to give you 26. 6 and 2 is 8. So this is 8 plus 8, and that's 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. Okay? So your biggest spiritual and physical tendencies, okay, Kid Crane, your biggest spiritual tendencies is automatically going to be what? Delusion and loneliness. And that's going to lead to eye issues. That's going to lead to cancer, tumors. That can lead to any kind of growth and development issues, infertility, all that type of stuff, if you don't put a handle on your delusion and your loneliness. Delusion and loneliness, the root word of delusion is deluge, having water over the eyes. So it's your perspective that can cause you a lot of problems, Kid Crane. It is your perspective. Now, let's go ahead and map you. Let's put you up on here on the map. You get this map with your owner's manual, okay? So from 10/16/97, we know from 9/21 to 10/21, is going to be our what? Our Libra, okay? So that means that you are a Libra. So you're going to be right here, brother. Okay? Now, the biggest point to this is to get you back to Libra. Around this cycle, get back to Libra is going to get you to 120 years old. If we can get you walking upright into 120, we can do it for 240, 360, and then now we're on to everlasting life concepts, okay? But let's keep that going. So now we understand that you are 10/16, okay? So now let's break you down all the way for you to understand exactly where you come from and then where you are. So 10/16 is going to be in the third decan of Libra, right? So from 9/21, the 10/21. So you are basically 5 days away from being another sign. You're 5 days away. All right. So now we'll say the first 10 days, you did 3 years. Okay. The second 10 days, you did 3 years. So you 6 years. We definitely know you got 6 years of Libra. Okay. We definitely know you got 6 years of Libra. Now, what does that give us? That gives us 20 days in. So now if Libra starts at 9/21, okay, 9/21 to 10/21. So 10 days in is going to be September the 31st or September the 30th. Right? So 9 days in is September the 30th. Then you got October the 1st to the October the 11th. That's another 10 days in. So that's your 20 days. October the 11th, that's your 20 days. Right? So that's 10, 11. Now we got 5 more days to go. So we did 3 days. And then we need what? So 3 days off the rip I got. So I got you 3 days. So that's 1 year. So now we know that you what? Are 6 years in or 5 years in. Right? And then we got to get you one more. We got to get you 1 more day in. We got to get you 2 more days. So that means that you're 5 days and 8 months in. I mean, not 5 days, but 5 years in. Okay. 97 is going to make you 28 years old. Okay. So now I got to start at where you're in here in Libra, which is what we just calculated. Okay. So that means that you did 5 years of this time. So 15, 25, and then you're only 28. So you're 3 years in, 10 days in to Capricorn. Let me put that in red. 10 days in the Capricorn. Now look at it. I'm doing all this shit for y'all for $50. If y'all can't see how complicated and crazy this shit is, it don't make no sense. But it's effective for your health, and it's timekeeping system that you got to be a master at when you're doing it. Okay, when you're doing it. All right, so we said what, you're 5 days into Capricorn, right, Ben? So you're 28, so you're gonna be what we said for that? 28. So we know 5 years. So 15, 25. So we need 3 years. So 3 years is 10 days in. So 10 days into Capricorn. Capricorn normally is going to start. So you're in the southern hemisphere. So Capricorn is normally going to start in let's say up here Capricorn would be December, right? December the 21st. So you're actually at December the 31st. Because you're 10 days in. So you're currently at December the 31st on here. So in the northern hemisphere, your positioning would be 10, right? 10 something, but we at 5/23/2025. So in the here it is December 4. So you are currently at 4/31/25. And the earth is at 11/23/2025. Okay. So in the southern hemisphere, where you're currently at in your spiritual most high state, you are 7 months behind the earth, which in total time you would be 4/31/2025. So you would be let's see, 3, 6. 6 years, and you are 6 years and 8 months away from being in synchronicity with the earth. You are 6 years and 8 months off from being in synchronicity with the earth. So you came in the paradigm 6 years and 8 months off your original time. All right. Now, with that being said, 10/16/1997, the health issues that you got to be aware of, because you are in the third decan of Libra, is that you got to be concerned with what? Your kidneys, your bladder. You also got to be concerned with concentration issues. Okay, concentration issues, kidneys and bladder, you got to be conscious of, okay, because they can come and get you. Obviously, we already talked about the delusion. We talked about the eyes and cancer tumors and the autoimmune system and the immune system and growth, hair growth, alopecia, being too tall, being too short, being having short feet, long feet, just growth and development, infertility, all kind. We already mentioned that. But you get the herbs and the foods and all of that with your owner's manual. But I just wanted you to see that so you'll understand how they put us back into the paradigm. So they put you back into this thing 6 years and 8 months behind Earth's rotation. Okay? So now you got to get back on frequency. The biggest important thing with what y'all are seeing is that this is what is going to be hard for you to heal yourself, or to get in tune and get rich, or to be able to hit these opportunities at the moment that these opportunities are revealing themselves to you. $1 million has came your way, but you didn't know that. There's been opportunities that have walked past you in the form of people, but you don't know that. There's been people who've been the answer to your prayer, but you don't know that. Wives, girls, friends, and boys, and people in the cars next to you, in the Burger King next to you, but you don't say nothing. You don't do nothing. In the grocery store aisle next to you, but you don't know because you ain't tapping into it. And so therefore, if the medication don't work, you don't know what herb's gonna work, because you don't know when and you don't know where. Okay, Can you catch up to the time, or do you just get on track? You never get on track as far as catching up with Earth. You never can catch up because of the time that you came in. It's just like if you came in the last part of the race, then obviously these folk been running way before you got here. How you gonna catch up? But they're going to lap you. Listen to what I'm saying. They are going to lap you. So the earth, the sun, and the moon will lap you because you got to be in these lessons years. So just because he right here don't mean he finna get out of this lesson of Capricorn. For him to get out of this lesson, he got years to do. So even though the earth is still rotating, his ass still in Capricorn. So therefore, there's going to be moments where Earth is going to align itself with Capricorn. The sun is going to align itself with Capricorn. The moon is going to align itself with Capricorn. And those are your opportunities. And it happens twice a month. It happens twice every 6 months, 4 times a year. It happens twice a day. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to see. Listen to how many times it just happened. It happens twice a day. Okay, 2 times daily. You get this opportunity. 2 times monthly. 4 times yearly. Okay, you get these opportunities 2 times daily, 2 times monthly, and 4 times yearly. That's a lot of opportunity. But if you don't know how to align yourself up with nature, if you ain't never seen this before, this ain't about your love life, this ain't about your money, this is about your health. The health of your consciousness is more important, or is just as important as the health of your body. And a lot of us is in these states of consciousness where our minds is leaving our bodies vulnerable. We're victimizing our bodies because our minds are not there. You're leaving your body because you're so stressed out. You're so anxious about tomorrow. You're so depressed about yesterday. And so you're not vulnerable. You're vulnerable in your present moment because you're not present mentally to handle the decision of which one you got to do today. Which one are you going to choose today? Where am I? When am I going to do it? And what do I need to do it with? These are the questions that we can answer for your measly $50, for your funky $50 with the owner's manual. If you want that, please DM me. Can you please do mine? No, I don't just do people just because you asked me, Amy Gal. Getting back in sync, repeating and tuning something around. Yes. Remember, you're coming in behind time. So now we got to know how to play the game. So I'm 26 years behind, Kid Crane 6 years behind. How we going? No, you can't speed up but the earth is faster than you, and the sun and the moon, they moving through this life path, through this sun's path, through this sun's ecliptic. They moving through this quicker than you. So then when they lap me is when I'm going to take advantage of my times. So the man just showed me that I got different times, I got different seasons, and I got different everything. But these people ain't going to teach you about this, because this is the way you get in tune with nature, and this is the way you start healing yourself. And this is the life of our ancestors, and this is what made us the most incredible people on the planet. And I'll enslave your ass too if I need this information and ain't got it, and I need you to get it. What say you? I got about 27 more minutes, you guys. Again, you're very, very far off from being 100K. I am judging you guys by how many likes we get. I do come on every day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to come on and do a morning show to see how effective this is, to wake you guys up and be there for you when you awake, to be a voice of consciousness, to be a voice to be able to take on and tackle your days and tackle your weeks and months ahead. But we must be able to support and be able to show some kind of initiative. Now, I know that this is the second time I've been on. I got over 100 people on the live, and I got over 40,000, and y'all think that's fine. But honestly to God, I know this is a new audience, but we guaranteed 100K from 10 to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I mean, and then we also guaranteed to have a little bit more viewers. Okay, so we do want you guys to be able to get this information. I do want to be able to facilitate you as much as possible. All right, but if there's anything that you're missing, you can get it on YouTube. We are live there, and it's going to be automatically uploaded on YouTube once this video is over. That way you can continue to go back through this information. 1 day is 4 months, or 122 days. It's really 121.6. Okay, 1 day equals 121.6 days, which in my estimation is 4 months. 3 days is a year, 10 days is 3 years, and 30 days is 10 years. These things are happening to us in life lessons. So this Capricorn lesson for the next 30 days, it's going to last this brother 10 years. Now, he already been in there for a few years. So he already know that it's about career and about legacy. He already know that he's just starting to put that structure and those long-term goals down to be able to solidify himself when it comes to his career and his legacy. I already been doing that. I didn't have to necessarily say that, but if you needed to know that, then that's what phase you in Capricorn, all right? But you're also in a phase where we got to understand about your indulgence and your restraint. We're also at a phase where we got to see if you understand the choices between breaking something apart or keeping something together. Kid Crane. So there's a lot of decisions that got to be made to pass this life lesson the right way. And this is spiritual. It don't got a whole lot to do with you having physical energy. It got something to do with your spiritual prowess, which means that what I'm saying is that the way to pass this test is intuition. Is over here. Intellect is over here. Okay, this is the physical. Okay, and this is the spiritual. Where are you? Yes, sir. You speak my language. I appreciate you, Kid Crane. Appreciate you, Kid Crane. Any other questions? Anybody want to come up on the live? Anybody want to talk to me live? If you got questions, answers, concerns, if you've gotten your owner's manual and you want consultation, you can call me. First of all, you got to save my contact because we're live in South Africa. So save the contact, download the WhatsApp, and then call us between the times of 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when I can take your calls, okay? From 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when I can take you guys' call, all right? Now, normally the owner's manuals, it takes 24 hours to deliver to you guys, all right? Now, sometimes it's going to be a little longer than others because I'm the only one with this information on the planet. I'm the only one that's doing this, and it's only me. So give me a little break, show a little patience, show a little virtue when it comes to that. But it's me. I don't mind y'all getting on my ass about how long something taking and this, that, and the third. But I do want you to understand that what you're seeing here is what you're going to get on the phone, and it's who's sending you your email. I don't got nobody working for me. It's motherfucking me. Don't nobody know this shit to work for you. Don't nobody know this shit to work for me. Don't nobody want to know this shit. Don't nobody want to spend the time in knowing it. So unfortunately, you know, it may take a little longer to stand in line, but you know that you're getting quality when you get it. Okay. All right. Yeah, what we got right here? My husband, the transident, and I are about to do a big change in our lives. That's good. We'd love to know how to align our timings. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say. You got to know when your times are. Okay, Valentina? You got to know when your times are. So just like we did that brother with his birthday, we was able to get the times. Now there's other information that we give him. So we didn't even give him his times, like the Capricorn. So knowing that, okay, there are times when the sun is going to be in Cancer. When the sun is in Cancer, it's in Capricorn. There's times when the sun is going to be in Capricorn, it's in Cancer. So he's going to catch him on those times. and that'll be your 2 times a month, right? Which will give you 4 times a year. So it's just all about knowing when, and we do that with your owner's manual. Hello, I just checked in. Very interested. Well, thank you. Do you want to teach me? Don't you want to teach me? I don't teach this to people for to be taught. I teach it to people for you to help yourself. When are you operating at a high frequency state? Do you think you can naturally align yourself? Yes. So when you're operating at your highest state, you're in this side of your consciousness. Okay. So remember this. The womb is up here. The womb is down here. The womb is the mind. The womb is also the private areas, right? So you came from here first. You came from your mind first. Your mother and father were in love with each other. They loved each other. They had a factuation with each other. They had the idea of sleeping with each other was their baby. An idea is the baby. An idea is a baby. Not that they had an idea to have a baby. The idea of them being together was their baby. I'm not saying that when they both got with each other, they wanted to have your ass. No, some of them wasn't trying to get pregnant, but the idea of the partnership of your daddy or your mama or them two together, that was their baby. That is the idea. Now, the love making in having that type of affection toward each other created the baby down here. Now, the baby that come out down here must know how to get back home, north. When you travel north, the east is on the right side of you. When you are traveling true north, the east side of you is on the right side of you. The right side of you is your feminine energy, right? The right mind is the feminine energy. That is the parasympathetic. That is the rest, relaxation, the meditation, creativity, and imagination. That is the concentration, the thought, and the focus that we're telling you that you need. So when you're on your most highest state, these are people who are going toward the right side. That means that you're in your righteousness state of mind. That don't mean that you're the best person, but what it means is that you're trying, you're going through some spiritual stuff. You have some spiritual intuition that folks don't understand why you get it. Now, you got babies born in this that are more intuitive than other people. You got old folk that done travel through this that are more intuitive than other folk. Anybody that's over here has an intuition that they can tell around their surroundings that is at a higher level than people that are around them. Even your mama, your daddy, your everything. So even Kid Crane, because he's in Capricorn, I ain't worried about that more than I'm worried about being in the spiritual state. He's seen as one of the more intuitive spiritual people around him because he's at his most high state. And at your most high state, you're going to be spiritually heightened and emotionally heightened, which means that you're going to be very sensitive to energy. Okay, very sensitive to energy. So when Kid Crane walking around, people gonna say he's more spiritual than most folks because he's at his high. But it's a lot of us like that, and we're finna do some more people to show you. I'm there too. So I'm there with you, which is why y'all see me on TikTok talking the way I talk. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You ain't hiding from nobody. All the stuff you've been going through is spontaneous to you. It's an accident to you. It's come out of the blue to you, but not to God, not to nature. You are written in the book of life. You are written in the book of life, and there is a record keeper. When you go to court, there's somebody typing all that stuff you talking. There's a record keeper. That's how they found Jesus, because it was a record-keeping system of messiahs, of star seeds, of special phenomenons being born in the paradigm. And they knew from the stars who these people were. Some of us are slipping through the paradigm. But the only reason we know a messenger coming is from the star. And what I'm trying to get you to understand is that there's information in numbers, and numbers is the first language, and your birthday is holding so much information about you, it ain't funny. And the doctor can't read your birthday to give you the right medication. The pastor can't read your birthday to give you the right spiritual talk. The therapist and the psychologist are not reading your birthday to give you the right understanding of how to balance you out. And so therefore, no matter what you're going, you're spending so much money on, out of your ignorance of yourself, you are creating industry. And we're going to set the record straight. Okay? So spending more time in nature helps with intuition. Spending more, yes, nature-based interventions not only help with intuition, but nature-based interventions help 93% improvement of mental illness, 83% improvement of physical illness, and 73% improvement of cognitive health or cognitive illness, cognitive health issues. Nature-based interventions already been scientifically proven. I do what you do, all of this slightly different, just behind the scenes, much respect. Yep. So there you go, Kid Crane. Hit you on the nail then. Hit you on the nail then, huh? I see the number 4 all the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Instant flow. Do you believe souls rebirths into the world over and over to purify until it is healed? No, not to purify. Souls and souls rebirth into this world over and over because you never figure out how to get to everlasting life. When a person dies in this paradigm, that is a tall tale sign of failure. Okay? You failed the test. If you die during this lifetime, you failed the test. So you come back. Let me repeat that because I want y'all to do me like you're doing 607 no. And just keep on posting shit that they don't even know why they talking about it. I know why. If you die in this paradigm, that is a tall tale sign that you failed the lesson. Everlasting life is what you've been taught since the beginning. The only reason of the value of the Bible is because of everlasting life. The only reason for the value of the story in the Bible is because of everlasting life. The most significant and the most a popular scripture in the Bible says John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, the son ecliptic, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. So then why would you believe in Jesus and are experiencing death? Then it says that Jesus went down to the hell and took the keys of death. So then he came back and told death, death, where's thy sting, and grave, where's thy victory? Meaning that now it don't hurt to die, and now the grave don't keep me for forever because we have everlasting life. So then he took the keys of death. Then he rose again on the third day of your little Easter celebration to keep expounding to you the value of everlasting life. But you keep dying. And ever since that story, gurus and monks and yogis all across the planet have been trying to achieve everlasting life. And the reason why they have failed, and the reason why you ain't seen nobody that done live forever, is because of the value that is put on the physical body. Body preservation has not been taught properly. So therefore, you had a lot of people starving and fasting themselves to death while experiencing spiritual consciousness. So yeah, they evolved, they enlightened, but they can't come back to that body because that motherfucker dead. So yeah, you might have went and seen something else. You might have went to this higher plane. You might got to see this vision. Martin Luther King, you might have saw the promised land. Somebody took you to the mountain, but you got shot. But you fasted and starved up under the tree, Buddha. But monk, you didn't eat no more. So therefore, when you got to that spiritual heightenedness, you were no earthly good. You were dead. So you couldn't come back. Mummification is a process in which it becomes a process of the afterlife's journey. So they are preserving the body in hopes that the person goes through the afterlife journey and comes back to the body. Body preservation. They were on to something. They were before their time. Now we take our information of body preservation. We got the mummified, but body preservation. What were they using? Some honey, black seed oil. See, y'all using black seed oil internally, but you don't know black seed oil is very good for the skin. One of the best herbs you can use for skin. Honey, one of the best herbs you can use for skin. These things were used as antioxidants, as anti-aging situations to stay looking young even in your elder age. But then there is something on the inside of you now in modern medicine that we've learned that if I can get you to meditate, sleep, rest, concentrate, focus, okay, that I can get you to produce something in you called melatonin from the pineal gland that would be as strong as an antioxidant and as strong as a anti-aging factor as anything that you've ever could eat. So the power of this stuff is within you, not on the outside. So instead of me preaching herbs and instead of me preaching meds and vitamins and minerals, and instead of me preaching foods, I'm going to preach mentality and I'm going to preach spirituality. And we'll try to change the waves and we'll try to change the turbulence and we'll try to change the frequency and the energy from within in order to be able to come about with a change physiologically. Okay? Really quick, one more birthday. Really quick, one more birthday. Let's go. Really quick, one more birthday. Yeah, a lot of people don't understand black seed oil for the skin. They keep trying to take it in. And black seed oil, that's, man, come on, man. It was a lot of things they were doing. Transenit, I got you. Transenit, 10/17, 1994. Man, come on, man. Y'all, I just did you then. If I just did 10/16/97, I just did 10/17/94. So I ain't gonna do you no more. Okay. Manissa Cave, you got 427. I thought you was finna give me something transcendent. Okay. 427.78. Okay, that's your manufacturing date. All right. The model number is going to be 31. 3 and 1 is going to be 4. Okay, and then you got 17 plus 8, which is going to be what? 25. All right, and then that's going to be 7. 74 is 11. Okay, so model number 11. All right, spiritual tendency is going to be guilt and unforgiveness. Okay, guilt and unforgiveness. The main parts is reproductive system. Okay, guilt and unforgiveness. Main body system, reproductive. Now, because you were born in from 421 to 521 is going to make you a Taurus. Okay, so we're here, right? So we know the whole objective is to get back to Taurus in your lifetime, which is going to make you 120 years old. All right. Now, being in Taurus from 421, you're 6 days in. Okay, so if you're 6 days in, you did 2 years in the Taurus. Okay, so if you did if you're at the 2 year mark, okay, then that means you did what? 8 years. Okay, you started at the 2 years mark. Remember, this is 10-year span. So you started at the 2 year mark. Okay, so 427 to make it at the 2 year mark, right? So you did 8 years into Taurus. So if you're 78, that means you're going to be 47. So 8 years in, 18, 28, 38, and this is 48. So that means that you got one more year here to be in Virgo. So you're constantly about health and fitness, okay? It's just on your mind, constantly about health and fitness. You're in that physical time of life. You're in your intellectual time of life, not intuitive. We talk a lot about over here, but you're over here the low tide, the new moon, the waning moon. Okay, the new moon, the waning moon, low tide. These are your times. Okay, all right. And then also being in the first deacon of Taurus, you got to watch out for your sense of what do we got to watch out for, Taurus? Your sense of the nose, right? Your nose issues, nose injuries. Okay, and then also sexual desire. Okay, nose issues, nose injuries, and sexual desire. Okay, those are some of the things you want to watch out for, along with the guilt and unforgiveness, and your reproductive organs can play a part on your health. So you want to be careful with that. Now, again, where are you currently? You're in Virgo, so that's going to be your ending. Okay, you're coming to some closure on some of the things that were going on health and fitness wise. Okay, some of the things that were going on health and fitness wise. Also, some of the things that were going on with insight and wisdom. Okay. Also, some of the things that were going on with you being restrictive or being able to be a little bit more loose in the way you approach life, all were a part of this Virgoan lesson. Okay, Manissa, all was a part of the Virgoan lesson. Okay, so now you're looking at insight and wisdom. You had to decide between that. Being too restrictive or let loose, you had to decide between that. And then also health and fitness and all those types of stuff has become a concentration point for you. But those are ending. So you got one more year, and then you about to go into another life lesson. Now, the thing about it, when we look at how far off track you are, then we got to go here. Okay, so we're going to erase buddies right here, and then we're going to go here. So what this is, 427, what month that is, right? March, April, right? So that's April. Right, so that's April the 21st. So you in April right now, right? So now let's go up to April. You're in April the 27th. In the northern hemisphere, April the 27th would be 2. Right here, this would be 2. If I tell you actually where you at, then you'll see it. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to show y'all this again. Again, this is getting right down to the specifics, so it's very difficult. But I'm going to show y'all again. Okay? So remember this over here to understand how to get specific. So this lady is 47 years old. Okay? She was born 2 years into Taurus. So that means she got 8 years of Taurus here. Okay? So we know 10, that's 18, 28, 38. This would make 48 to complete. She's 47. Okay? So 1 year back would make her 3 days back. Okay? So when does this end? It ends on September the 21st, but for her, it ends on 421 to 521. So it would be 518. Okay, 518 would be where she would be at. 518 would be where she would be at. 518 is May 18th. So then her actual birth here is 3/18/2025. Now, she had 3/18/25, but in the northern hemisphere is actually 5/23/2025. So you see she's 2 months behind time. 2 months behind time. Now in reality, hold on, is that it? No, because this Virgo, I'm sorry, this Virgo. This is Virgo. Even though I do think that that's right. But I did it from here. Yeah, that's what I did. I did it from here, you guys. But from over here, it would be what I say, October, November. It would be August or something. I think it would be like 318 because we still got to quantify this right here. But that May, that's for Taurus. So the 318 is actually for her over here. Okay, that's actually what she started at. But, you know, her birthday is this, so we're trying to go off of that. My point to you is that once you'll see that this person came in 2 months. I'm thinking 2 months behind, but it's probably going to be a few years, okay, behind, because you know how we broke this down with my birthday, okay? So I'm going to try this one more time with her just to show y'all how this go. But again, this is Math 101. This is numerology at its top tier. So you guys got to bear with it. But this thing's serious, bro. It's serious. All right, so let's do it again. 427.78. Right here. Taurus. Okay. 427.78. So when you look at this from 427, she's 6 days in. Okay, so 3 days. So she's 2 years in. So that means she's done 8 years in Taurus. Gemini is going to give her 10 years, so that's 18. Cancer is going to give her 10 years, so that's 28. Libra is going to give her 10 years, so that's 38. Virgo is going to give her 10 years, so that's 48. Okay, that's 48, right? But she's 47, so we take 1 year off, which is 3 days, okay, from getting out of Virgo. Now, Virgo original date is going to be, to get out of this, is going to be September the 18th. That's where I got it. It's going to be September the 18th, right? But when we find September up here, that's going to be called 7/18/2025, not the 3. The 3 was for over here. 7/18/2025. So that means that this person is 2 months ahead. Oh, thank you, Monissa, for this one. We've been doing behind. This one is 2 months ahead of time. So when she got thrown back into the paradigm, she got thrown back in ahead of time. Okay? Now there's a spiritual implication to each one of these. When we get thrown back in behind time, we can get stuck by depression. When we get thrown back in ahead of time, we can get stuck by anxiety. So now she was thrown in ahead of time, 2 months ahead of time. Okay, remember that the earth is right here in Leo as we speak. We're in Leo, but Manessa is in Virgo. You're ahead of time, baby. Okay, you're ahead of time, right? But you're still out of time. You're ahead of time, you can be behind time, but you can still be out of synchronicity with time, which means you still got to do what we got to do. The good thing about it is that the earth can speed up to you before you get out of these Virgos and Libras. So you wait until the earth get into Virgo, which is next month. So next month should be a very good month for you, okay? And then when the earth is in Pisces, that should be a very good month for you as well, okay? All right, considering that you're not out of there by then. Consider that you're not out of there by then when it comes to next month, and when it comes to wintertime this month, Pisces, oh, well, that'll be next year. You should have a good last year of your Virgo. Also, then you can start capitalizing on the 2 times daily, which is going to be your low tide, your new moon, and your waning moon. Then the 2 times monthly is going to be these times. I mean, the 2 times daily, the 2 times monthly is the waning moon and the new moon. The 2 times daily is going to be when it's 4 to 6 p.m. Okay, 4 to 6 p.m. Right? So you got 4 to 6 p.m. That's the daytime. That's the northern hemisphere time. That actually would be the time that I would tell you to do. From 4 to 6 p.m. should be your time. But then the other time is if you're doing from 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, 10 to 12, 12 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6. Then that'll be 4 to 6 p.m. So you got 4 to 6 p.m. and 4 to 6 a.m. Okay? 4 to 6 p.m. and 4 to 6 a.m. I would promote 4 to 6 a.m. All right. Now, you've been in the first deacon of Taurus. We already told you about your nose and all that type of stuff. Any other question? Manissa, what you got for that? Any other question? I'm pinpointing your ass. And you just now closing up some things, Manissa, as far as this health and fitness and this little insight and wisdom. You on your last leg. You about to finish it. It's closing up, it's finishing. You in transition. Okay, you're transitioning to a whole new lesson. Okay, please keep tapping. You guys, I'll keep talking. Please keep tapping. I'll keep talking. This is the owner's manual. If you are interested in your owner's manual for a funky measly $50, please DM us. We'll get you the right information that you need and deserve. Okay. Let me get all our information out of here. Okay. But this is math at a whole nother level. Shit, it's even pushing me to have to do my math and make sure my math good. Okay. I thank you for the opportunity and information, my brother, to be Jazzy Hair. Yes, sir. We keep tapping and keep talking. 325-78 in the Midwest. It's not a coincidence. I'm on here at 4 a.m. I'm in VA, LOL. There you go. 4 to 6 a.m. That's your time. 4 to 6 a.m., baby. That's your time. Okay? 4 to 6, that's your time. All right? So again, you started capitalizing on these times. This man said, I get 2 times a day, 2 times a month, 4 times a year. So that means I get 2 times a day, 2 times a day, and you get 365 days. That's a lot of time. 2 times a month, and you give me 12 months. That's 24 times. Right? So just let's just break this down. That just came to my spirit to break that down 2 times a day. So 365 plus 365 is going to give you what? 10, 13, 6. So that's 7. So 730 times. 365 days give you 730 times a year. 2 times a day give you 730 times a year. 2 times a month give you 24 times. So now that's 754 times. 4 times a year is going to give you 758 times. So now you get 758 times to get in tune with nature. Now let's break down the number 758. I don't know what it's going to break down to y'all, so don't think I know this. I'm talking to you and flowing with the spirit as I go. So 758, let's break that down. 7 plus 5 is, well, 7 and 8 is 15. Right? 7 and 8 is 15 plus 5 is going to be 20. So that breaks down into 2. Okay? The duality. Intellect and intuition. The 2 decisions for each and every lesson that you got. There's 2 decisions that you got to make. There's 1 decision, but there's 2 options. Intellect or intuition. Higher self, lower self. Feminine energy, masculine energy. Will you use your sympathetic or parasympathetic to solve the problem? Will you fight or will you flight this issue? How do you respond to the stimuli of this human experience? Once you start learning that, you'll be able to get it back in tune with nature and you'll be able to heal yourself. I'm over time. I appreciate y'all. I just want to explain this. It is going to be recorded on YouTube. Go back and watch that, you guys. If you are interested in your owner's manual, please DM us. I love you guys, man, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. The only thing I hate about the morning show is y'all don't get me my 100K like everybody else. Be prepared to do that. Do your work while I do mine. You keep tapping, I'll keep talking, and we can be friends, and this could be a part of your life as well as it's been for the other people. I love you guys, man. Until next time, love HerbMan. Peace. Thank you, YouTube.